Food. The one addiction no one with any level of an appetite is ever gonna blame you for having, because it's just so good.
It'll quench you. Nothing's quenchier. It's the quenchiest.
Okay, I think you've had enough.
So on my platform Hobbies, I have like a list of hobbies on there. Things I love to do, things people love to do, and being someone who would like to try 10,000 different things, see them, experience them. Yes, I decided I was gonna pick one hobby one at a time and make a video about it and experience it and learn about it. So that's what I'm gonna be doing over the course of the next few months. I'm gonna be doing a series where I pick a topic from Hobvis and I'm gonna expatiate more on it. So the first topic I'm gonna be exploring in this list is food and eating, food and cooking, food and anything food. So this week, I'm going to be talking about the eating habits costing you a fortune. Let me tell you, okay? Because I know they were costing me a fortune. And being able to, learn about them, I was able to say, okay, yeah, this is it. This is it. No. Number one, eating out too much. To a lot of us working adults, eating out is something that a lot of us could actually consider something of a reward after a long week of work. After a long week of work, maybe you had to cook for yourself all week, and now you don't have to. Actually, you just get to eat. So that could be considered a reward for a lot of us, and I think that's amazing. So when does this become an issue? When does eating out become a problem? When does eating out too often becomes a problem? When it gets to the too often part, that's when it becomes a problem, right? So a lot of us, yes, it's good to have that one time where you're able to, have a little bit of, you don't have to cook for yourself all the time, and then someone else gets to make the meal, you get to enjoy it. So that's a pretty good, that's a pretty good thing, once in a while, once in a long while, even once a week is already a lot actually, but a lot of us do eat out more than once a week. And most of us don't make the kind of money that allows for this. This is actually one of the reasons a lot of people get into more credit card debts, and we actually see debt soaring so much lately because a lot of us are living way above our means through the use of credit cards. I think we don't talk about it a lot. How do you live above your means? Where does the remaining money come from? The credit card, that one you have to pay over the next 20 years. Yes, it's not your friend. Know it and no peace. So in this case, eating out too often, I came to realize was one of my major food killer, was one of my major, it was killing me. Okay. And being myself, I actually am not someone who eats out that much because due to my extreme fear of germs, I actually don't like to eat out much because I'm usually too scared if they're clean enough, stuff like that. I've had incidents where I ate out and then started throwing up. So because of that, I don't eat out much. Okay, so those are some of the times when you actually are grateful for having a mental health disorder like an OCD that doesn't let you eat out due to the fear of germs. Okay, that's the one time you'll be grateful for your OCD. You're like, no thank you very much, and you get to actually save those funds. But even myself having that, I actually still eat out more than I would actually love to, way more, and it costs me so much more. And I think that is one thing that is killing a lot of us. We eat out way too much, way too often, and with the soaring food prices right now, that's a no-go area if you want to save anything close to anything in this economy. And speaking of cooking for yourself, the second thing I realized was costing me, during this week, and I realized, okay, this is my food week. I'm gonna research what's going on in my life. Okay, what's going on in my food life? Yeah, another thing I realized was actually costing me a lot was not eating a balanced diet. I know. Someone could easily say, hey, how is not eating a balanced diet, costing you more money? yes, it was costing me more money health wise, okay, because I was more prone to falling ill, so I had to use more of that money to go to the doctor. And a lot of times I wasn't actually eating a balanced diet, not because I didn't want to, not because I didn't, I couldn't afford it. A large part of it was actually just due to the fact that I didn't have the time to cook for myself. Okay, I didn't have the time to put the effort into it and make sure that whatever I was making had all the diets I needed. I didn't have that time. I was unable to do that. And due to that, I was missing out on some of my basic diets, and that was costing me so much more. But it wasn't just costing me more health-wise, it was also costing me more by making more money-wise. Why? Because, okay, being someone who loves to do business, who loves to start and create businesses, I need a lot of energy. So not having a balanced diet means I would be physically weak, too weak to actually do a lot of the things that would actually bring me more money when it comes to my job. And that could become an issue. So that was the second thing I realized was costing me so much money. I didn't have a good balanced diet, and not having a good balanced diet was costing me more energy wise, and as a result of that, just money wise, it was taking more from me. And that is point number 2 when it comes to food that is killing us. And the second thing that is costing us a fortune, literally costing us a fortune when it comes to money and food and money, yes, that is not buying your food in bulks. Okay, that's the third point I came to. The third thing, it was not buying my food in bulks. Not buying my food in bulks was affecting me a lot. Okay, growing up as a young girl, I remember I would have very little funds, right? We're kids, so we had very little money to spend. And I remember I'd go to the store, I'd get a little something, and I would get them in bulk, in little packets, And I remember, especially when it comes to like my cookies, my biscuits, as we call them, I would go, to the store and I would get like one packet, where is it? And I'll get something like this, just one sachet of the thing, and one sachet of it, and I would get that for $5, right? Okay, you're getting one sachet for $5 because I was a kid, I had just $5. Okay, so that was it, But growing up, becoming an adult, I realized I took that habit into adulthood. So I would still buy just one for $5. And when I would go to like a big store and I would see them in a packet for like 30, I was like, oh, that's too expensive. But within a week, I would have eaten 10 of it. So that's 5 times 10, that's $50 that I ended up wasting or spending on that one thing during the week. I could have bought a packet of 10 for $30. But no, okay, because to me, my little brain in that moment was like, oh, 30 is too expensive. I could just buy it for 5. But I was buying 10 of it for 5. So I was spending more in the long run doing that. I wasn't helping anybody. I was not even helping myself. Okay. I was not even helping myself doing that. And that's the third thing I realized was costing me so much money, when it comes to food, is I didn't buy things in bulks previously. But now I do, and I can tell the difference in my budget actually is that I'm able to, a lot of the time, actually keep to my budget. I'm actually able to spend below my means. And I realized over time, I actually spent less doing that. Because here now I have a packet of my biscuits, a packet of my lollipops, and a packet of my of the apples. So I actually was able to throw in something healthy in there because I was able to buy them all in bulk. Let's say I got everything all together for $100, $30 for the biscuits, 20 for the for the lollipops, and then 50 for the apples. And then with 100, I got a whole week worth of food at once, and I realized because I work a job that requires me to snack a lot. So I'm constantly snacking on something like munch, okay? Let me tell ya. So because of that, having these things is best for me because otherwise, what I ended up doing was I would go to work Then I would go to the store near my work, and then I would get chips, I would get biscuits, and I would get lollipops. But all together, because I would do that multiple times over the course of the week, it would turn out to be more expensive for me. It was costing me way more buying them one after the other, instead of just buying them in bulk and then taking them to work with me from home. So that was the third thing I realized. 3 things, major things costing us so much money, okay, costing us a fortune when it comes to, when it comes to food, was number 1, we eat out way too much. Okay, a lot of us eat out way too often, and really, I don't blame you. We're busy. We're busy out here. But if there is a possibility that you could squeeze in there a little bit more time for your cooking, that would be amazing. But then, as I mentioned earlier, most of us don't even have that possibility. Why? Because we're constantly busy. Okay, and I'm a single girl who live by myself. I only have to take care of me physically, but between making time to clean, then time to rest from work, then time to cook, forget it. Okay, forget it. Okay, I don't even want to think about how people who have more family, like extended families, live. Okay, or how people who even have kids deal with this. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. We're the never having kids gang. Got her over here. Got her over here. Because it's tough. But yes, that was number 1. And number 2, the second major thing that was costing me, as I mentioned earlier, an unbalanced diet that was costing me more physically, was costing me more mentally, was costing me more health-wise and physiologically. So that's number 2. If you're able to make some meals for yourself, try to throw in there that extra something, and something I started doing was I started working on, trying to find good diets online that are actually pretty complete, good diets that are actually pretty complete online, that are not too expensive. And yes, they exist. So actually taking the time, to, get some of those diets actually did help me, and really I started doing it like when I'm going to work, on my way to work. Okay, some pretty simple diets that are, not all that expensive. Okay, a fish diet. Okay, something, and I know we connotate diets with like something negative, like, oh, not eating. Diet is also like eating. Okay, having a balanced diet, people. So yes, I was able to get good diet recipes online that I could actually do for not too long and not too expensive. Try to throw that into my meals once a week or twice a week. Did help me, start helping me with that balanced diet, and getting my diet up to par once again. And of course, the third thing, not buying in bulk. And I know a lot of times we're like, hey, buying in bulk is something for rich people. Are you sure? Because the truth is, a lot of us actually spend more not buying in bulk than we would spend buying in bulk. There are those things that you buy multiple of every week, that you need over and over again a week, or week after week. And you can buy it once a month in bulk and save more on it. But a lot of times, your brain just doesn't go there. That's something I've come to realize as well. There's certain places our brain just doesn't go, maybe because we just don't think it's for us. If you say, hey, this isn't for me, your brain would never. Okay, she would never even. She'll just be like, drinking, juice at the back. Okay, like, forget it, But when you actually say, hey, maybe I could try this, your brain actually just gives you some good ideas of what you could do to make that better. So yes, okay, that's, try to buy those things in bulk, especially those things you need over and over again. Like, try not to buy, of course, extremely perishable items, in bulk. Like, no, just for that, you may need to do your shopping multiple times, so that is understandable. But when it comes to like other non-perishable items, like like myself and snacks that I need while at work, while at home, buy them. If you can buy them in bulk, that would probably save you so much more. So yes, those are my 3 money saving tips when it comes to food, or the 3 things eating your money, costing you a fortune. And I like point number 2 the most, because it talks about how not being completely healthy and fit costs you a fortune, majorly in making more. You know, when you have that unbalanced diet, and how you feel physically weak to actually do the things that matter, that could actually make you more money, that is literally your fortune just going down the drain. Okay, just going down the unbalanced diet rabbit hole. Okay, so yes, that's a thing to consider. But there we are. That's all for this video, and as you guys already know, go check out Hobvis if that's something that interests you. Hobbies and, you know, pastimes, things you like to do, go get them. Go get it, Tiger. Go get it. Go get it. And welcome to my series of seeing, experiencing, visiting, and knowing 10,000 things, people. Welcome to the home of the explorer. I know. I'm gonna stop, okay? I already told you guys in the previous videos, I don't know how to end these things, but welcome to the home of the explorer. I do hope to have you guys a lot more often. So yes, let's go on this journey together, okay? Okie dokie. Do you like me? I like you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and join the team. Join me, you know, as I go about exploring many things. You know, I will be talking about a lot of things I like, hobbies I experience, building businesses. Those are my passions, okay? Visiting and exploring new things, hobbies, experiencing new hobbies, and lastly, building a business. Not just a business. I love to build businesses, so I would love to build. And should my business, for whatever reason, ever get good enough to be a thing, for whatever reason, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and build the next one, because I love the process of building them. Like, it just fascinates me. So if those are things you want to, you know, watch, if these are, you know, experiences you want to see, then join me, subscribe, like, share, and let's go experience these things together. Don't forget to go visit Hobvis, upload your pictures, your videos, your hobbies on there. And should you be a new creator who sells things, feel free to go on there. Okay, go sell it. I'll buy. I'll buy. But there you are, people. I will see you all in the next one. Okay, bye bye.